Hey, I'm JD Frost. Welcome to the Accountability Show, and thank you so much for tuning into this. I hope you're enjoying the content that we're putting out here. I want to give you information that is going to help you in your business, that's going to help you grow your business, and also help protect you. In this week's episode, we are talking about the why do I have a separate business bank account? Like, why do I have to create another account for my business? Last week, we talked about what, like, what's the next step? What do I do? What type of business banking account do I need to open? Does it need to be a checking, a savings? So if you didn't watch that one, go back and watch that video. This one, we're talking about the why. And the reason why you want to form a separate business bank account is because this protects you against liability. It protects you so that you do not have unknown liabilities. And also, if you have a known liability, this actually helps create separation between your personal assets and your business assets. And that is so important. That's the whole reason that you started a business. That's why you created an entity. Now, there are some things that might hurt having this separate bank account. It's a pain in the butt. It's just another account to be tracking. It is really something else that I don't want to have to deal with. I've heard that from people, but this helps to create the separation between your personal assets and your business assets. Piercing the corporate veil is a term you might have heard before. Piercing the corporate veil. If you don't have a separate bank account set up for your business, but you have a legal entity set up for your business, but you're using the same bank account personally and business-wise, somebody can argue that you've pierced the corporate veil, that you have not actually created a business, even though you formed the entity. If you're not acting like you have a business with a separate bank account, they can pierce the corporate veil. That could allow them to sue you for your personal assets. So this is the reason why you have a separate bank account. Another reason why you have a separate bank account is so that you can track all of your expenses and your income appropriately to determine whether or not you're really making money or if you're really producing cash. A lot of business owners only determine whether or not their business is performing correctly by how much money is in the bank. That's it. They don't actually create a profit and loss statement. There's no balance sheet. And if you're running your business that way, don't run it out of a bank account. Run it off of a P&L, run it off of a balance sheet, run it off of a cash flow statement. This separate bank account will allow you to calculate those accurately. It'll allow you to make sure that you've captured all the actual business activity. Another reason why you want to have a separate business bank account is if you get audited by the IRS, they're going to want to look at all your bank statements, all the records. The very first thing they ask for when they're doing an audit of your business is they are asking for your bank statements. You want to be able to hand them bank statements that are clean, that are organized, that show that you know what you're doing and you are creating a business and you have a separate business bank account for that activity. If you have to print out, and I've seen this before in an audit, if you have to print out, you've got a Schedule C, and you're running it out of your personal account, and you have to print out your personal statements, and they start to inspect those, they start asking questions about every single item going on in your bank account. They want to know what deposits went in there. They want to know what checks were written out. This eliminates a lot of confusion. So if anything, the third reason why you need to form a business bank account is for the fact that if you do get audited, you're only going to be showing them information that is going on in your business, not in your personal life. And it's such a key factor because when you get into an IRS audit, you want to eliminate any confusion. You want to eliminate any possibility that the IRS could go and start to ask you questions about your personal expenses, or maybe you got a deposit from some family member or whatever. You don't want to have to explain all those things. So the main reason why you want to have a separate business bank account is to allow you to not have the corporate veil pierced. You want to keep everything separate. You want to also be able to track your expenses, your income. You want to be able to create a correct P&L statement, an accurate P&L statement and balance sheet and cash flow statement. And you also want to protect yourself against an IRS audit. And this will allow you to do that. Remember, on this show, we are talking about some real life things. We're talking about steps that enable you to lay a firm accounting foundation for your business, and also allow you to learn how to create this business, how to start it, how to run it effectively in order to protect yourself. Because after all, you started this in order to create a life that you wanted, create a life that would be fulfilling, and we want to help you protect it. So that's the whole point of this show. And I want to hold you accountable on these things and help you to learn about them first and then hold you accountable on them afterwards. So please share in the comments below. Let me know what experience you've had in forming these accounts. Maybe you've come under audit. Maybe you've had an issue with tracking your expenses, tracking your income because you didn't have this separate bank account. And also comment below too and let me know that you went out and formed your bank account, that you went out and said, you know what, I don't want to have this confusion anymore. I'm going to go form one. Let us know. I really appreciate it if you'd let us know. Remember, there's 3 steps to accountability. Number 1 is to write it down. Write down what you want to accomplish. That's one way to hold yourself accountable. The second one is to share that with somebody else. Share what you're trying to accomplish. And the third one is to ask that person that you shared it with to follow up with you to make sure you did it. That's what we're doing here on the Accountability Show, is I'm showing up for you each week to hold you accountable on these steps to create a firm accounting foundation for your business. Thanks for watching.